Do you think it looks like a camper van with decals on? I do. Bargain off of Amazon for only 25 quid. Granted, I did buy them months ago, so they're probably gone up in inflation. So, welcome back to another living free van life. So let's get in van and let's talk about how much my camper van has cost me and how much a camper van could cost you to build. Now, ultimately what I'm going to say from the outset is take away the price of the van. Everybody has got a different outlook on what kind of van they want. I've had to go with an older van. I'd love to have bought a van that could keep in the ULEZ zone, you know, and not have to pay, but to be honest, the amount of times I go through them, it's absolutely pointless for me. But the van still cost me £4,500. Now, that's small money compared to what I've been seeing people on different forums paying for their vans. 12, 15 grand, 20 grand for a base vehicle to make your camper van. I've got different thoughts on that. My thoughts are, if you're going to spend that amount of money, you might as well get a professionally built camper done for you. These places, I think it's Consort in Leeds, there's another company in Ossett, that if you've got the Citroen Relay, Ducato or Boxer chassis, he's got two kits, but he only fits, I know the one in Ossett only fits the woodwork. And the woodwork, without the electric, without anything, that's a floor, your walls, you have to insulate it yourself. So the floor, the walls, the ceiling and your furniture. And he will sell you the flat pack for £3,000. Or he'll fit it to your van with no electrics for £6,000. Now, to me, although the finished look looks amazing because it's cut on a CNC machine, I couldn't afford it, because on top of everything else, you know, you're going to be looking at a lot of money. But if you're buying a new van, yeah, knock yourself out, go for it, you know. But when you're getting into 30 and 40 grand for a home-built camper van, you might as well start looking at coach-built camper van, motorhomes, because you can pick up some 17-plate motorhomes for 30, 40 grand. So ultimately, the base van's up to you what you spend. So this one cost me £4,500. Actually cost me a bit more, but the stuff I sold off of it, the roof rack, the shelving inside it and other bits that were left in the van, when I got rid of all them old stuff that I didn't need, it brought the price down by about £500. So yeah, the van ultimately cost me £4,500. Where the expense really kicks in is your insulation, your roof fans, your microwave, your fridge, depending on what fridge you want, your full electric systems, your 240 system, your 12 volt system, your solar panels. It starts going absolutely mental, does the price of stuff. The solar panel, you know, the bonding, the glands, the clamps to hold it to the roof, the extra wire, the solar panel charge controller, you know, 300 quid gone. That's just on one setup. That's before you even use it, before you even pay for the you know, your buzz bars. Yeah, they're, you know, 12 quid each for your solar panel to attach to them, you know, and then you've got to buy cables that go from your buzz bar to your battery. You know, there's another 30 quid there. Then use your battery if you want to go lithium. Some people are spending £1,500 on lithium, £600 on lithium. I got an AGM battery. I only want it for light and to charge my phone up now and then. I don't think I'll use it for much else until I can afford a lithium battery. But I've got an AGM on here at the moment, and it's just for the basics. It's just to get me by until I can get some money saved up to put a lithium battery on this van, or even a bank of AGM batteries. I paid 56 quid for my battery, brand new, because I'm lucky in the job that I'm in, I were able to go buy it from the wholesalers. So yeah, my battery cost me 56 quid, and I'll stick with me 56 quid now before I start looking at, you know, power banks and inverters and all the rest of it. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, sorry. I'm going to roughly round up what everything cost in my van, because there's so many little bits that you've got to add on, you know, screws, extra bits of wood, extra fasteners, extra wires, sealants, jigsaw blades. It just snowballs on and on and on. And before you've realised it, you know, just to fit a roof fan that you think on eBay, oh Christ, yeah, 56 quid, it's got a fan in it, it's a 400 by 400, yeah, that's cheap enough. But what most people don't take into consideration is you've got to cut the roof out, then you've got to buy wood, 50-50 wood to make your surround. You then got to buy the proper sealant that bonds it to the van so you don't get no leaks. And then you've got all the screws, the self-tapping screws that you're going to use all over the van that you need to buy. So before you know it, that cheap £56 fan has just turned into 100 quid plus just to fit that fan. Now, I've got one fan at front and I've got one fan at back. The one at the back is a 500 by 500. The one at the front's got a fan in it because it's near the kitchen area. The one at the back is so our lass can look at the stars. You know, and it's just to let light in, to be honest with you, and a bit of cool breeze, you know, on an evening. It comes with, both of them come with fly screens and blackouts, so they were an absolute steal, and they both come with lights, LED lights fitting, so that means I didn't have to buy as many downlighters to go in ceiling at van. After that, I obviously bought the windows. Now, windows with fitting kit and the little rubber that goes all the way around it, the U-shaped rubber. These windows cost me just shy of £450, £450, sorry, just in case people are watching abroad. £450, I don't know what the conversion is, but I dare say in dollars, it's going to be about $550. So yeah, I put the windows in, I put the fans in. Before you know it, the back one cost me 106 quid with fitting kit on top of that, and the bits that I had to buy. That probably cost me about 150 quid. With this one, call it 100 quid, 250 quid in two fans, 450 quid in two bits of glass. You know, we're already up to £700. The insulation, the 7mm close form foam that are stuck on all the walls of the van, that cost a couple of £100, just under about 180 quid it cost for the entire van. That's the floor, the walls and the ceiling. The next lot of insulation I put on was the wool stuff. Well, it ain't wool, it's recycled bottles from B&Q. Now, I used six boxes of it for the ceiling, for the walls, yeah, for both front and back, the doors, the back doors, because I've still got some left and some above bulkhead. That was 6 boxes at £30 a box. So that was 60, that were £180 in just, you know, the recycled bottle stuff that goes in the walls. And obviously I had to buy the spray because on the walls I wanted to spray it and stick it to walls so it becomes a bit more manageable. How long that will last on the walls and stick to the walls I don't know, but I'm hoping it's there for the duration. After doing all the insulation, I decided that it was time to board out. So I bought 6 sheets of 5.5mm ply. That's 4 by 8 sheets, 4 feet by 8 feet sheets, for the walls and the doors, front, back, side. 6 sheets just about covers it. And I bought 3 sheets for the floor of my vehicle. My vehicle's a long wheelbase. I dare say a medium wheelbase you'd probably get away with 2. But I've got 4 sheets. I've got 3 sheets in this. The wall ply for 6 sheets were £22 a sheet. 22 quid a sheet times 6. Christ, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's about £120. The 3 sheets for the floor, that were £130. No, sorry, that was about £36 a sheet. So that's 120. Yeah, just roughly call it 130 quid. £130 for just the floor because it's a thicker ply. The 2 sheets of board that I've put on the roof in this van, I don't know if you can see it. That white board, that is, I can only describe it as a furniture board. I've said this in my other videos. That's a furniture board, and for this type of van, I got 2 sheets because I'm building cupboards that come out here, and I put two sheets down centre of it, and they were £21 a sheet, so that were 42 quid. There's a joint and an end cap and an end cap I bought from another company. That were £37 for 3 lengths of it, which wasn't cheap at all. So already you can see we're well into £1,000. And that's just putting your walls, your floor and your insulation, your windows, your roof vents. And we ain't got to the tasty stuff yet. So as you can see, the cost of my camper van starts to pick up momentum and starts getting really, really expensive. Now, from that, I decided to go shopping, and what I did is I knew I had to build the furniture. So I went shopping and we wanted a decent fridge. So we got a 12-volt compressor fridge. That was £306. We also bought the microwave, which were from Argos, and that was a 700-watt microwave, and that was 39 quid. And the reason why I bought them is because I needed to know the dimensions so I could understand the dimensions of the cupboard I was building to house them in. So once I got them and I got my measurements, I went to a company called Lawcress. Lawcress is based in Cross Green in Leeds. They sell so many different styles of wood, colours, extremely vibrant ones, day glow colours, to this grey. This is a grey oak. I don't think I could have done day glow stuff. It just too in your face, and it was quite expensive. But this stuff, the staff there were absolutely brilliant. Now, the original stuff I was going to choose were £105 a sheet plus VAT. When I went and spoke to the guy, I says, you know, I'm a tight Yorkshireman. I don't suppose we could all on a bit more of a budget friendly. And he says, yeah, as it goes, we've got the exactly same pattern in a cheaper material made by a different company, which turned out to be this. And the price difference was quite substantial. I bought 3 sheets of it. Now, instead of paying £105 plus VAT, which is about 127 quid, I ended up paying £60 plus VAT, which worked out at about £67 a sheet. Now, that is a massive saving. So I bought 3 sheets and the edging roll that goes on the edge to finish it. And in total, I paid 257 quid. And that was for all the wood. That's for 3 jumbo sheets. Now, the jumbo sheets are nearly 2.5 meters long by 2 and a bit meters high. The sheets are colossal, and if you look on one of thumbnails on one of my other videos, you'll see they literally could only just fit in this van horizontally. It took 3 of us to lift them in. They're about 100 kilos a sheet. So if you are going to go there, remember, well, Lawcress in Leeds anyway, their staff are told not to help you get it in the vehicle. The reason why they told you not to help you get it in the vehicle is in case you damage the wood getting it in the vehicle, or they hurt themselves climbing in or out of your vehicle. So yeah, they have got a cutting service. I didn't use it because I didn't know what I actually needed. So yeah, my furniture were £157, which to me were absolutely fantastic. Just looking at how long I've been waffling on for, guys. So once I built all the furniture up, I saved myself a fortune, because that place in Ossett wanted to charge £3,000 to build this furniture. So I've saved myself quite a lot of money. The next thing were the electrics. That's the 240 shore power, the cabling, the fuse box, the plug sockets, the back boxes, the earth straps, because remember, when you're doing the 240, it's got to be earthed to the vehicle, to your vehicle, from the fuse box to your vehicle, and earthed off, obviously, through the wire to your campsite anchorage point. So the electric system, I had a look last night at what I paid out in the electric system, and it were about £300 in total, which I don't think is too bad for what I've got. So that's both fuse boxes, all the wiring, buzz bars, batteries. It just went on and on. So about £300. What did I do then? I went and bought this cushion set from a company called Bye Bye Beds in Morley in Leeds, and that cost £141. The mattress in the back is a brand spanking new mattress. I got that off Facebook Marketplace. That were £80 delivered to my front door. Couldn't believe it. That was really, really, really cheap. I bought this oak worktop, and that was £52 from, sorry guys, that was £52 from Wix. Door handles, these push door handles here. I won't make it shut door now. These were about, there we go. These were about, I think in total there were about 20 quid, and I got 10 of them. So I've still more cupboards to put up and everything. I bought a single seat from a scrapyard over in Bradford. I think that were about 100 quid. But I sold my double seat that was there. And when I sold double seat that were there, that paid for itself. So that were a big bonus. There's just so much more to go into. There's the ceiling lights I've got to fit. There's the control panel that goes there. That was £25. Basically, long and short, to this point now, before I put the water system in, I'm up to £3,500. So with the van and what I've put into it, I'm up to £3,500. That's just the furniture, the electric system, the fans, the windows, the solar panels, the cushions, the mattress. I'm up to £3,500. I dare say another £1,000 will finish this van by buying a sink, a tap, a water pump, what they call it, an expansion bottle, and a tank in the back or underneath the vehicle. And some kind of hob. I dare say once I've spent a further £1,000, that will be this van totally done. So this van is going to end up costing me about £10,000. Sounds like a lot of money. Well, it's newer than most vehicles or most motorhomes that you can buy on a 12 plate. On a 12 plate, most motorhomes are talking £25,000-30,000. I've seen some camper vans on Marketplace that are going to be roughly at the same spec as mine, and they're £15,000. And I dare say when this is complete, this may be worth about between £13,000 and £15,000. So there you go, guys. There's a rough breakdown of what it's cost me to build this van, and I ain't even finished yet. There's loads of little extras I'm going to buy along the way. Ultimately, build the van that you can afford. Remember, you're building it for you. It's not got to be pristine or out or showroom. If it's a bed in back of a van and a stove and you're happy, rock on, just travel, just go enjoy your life, do it. You know, you don't have to go to everything I've gone to. You can have, you know, a Blue Yeti or whatever, power bank it back, and that could power everything you need. You know, lighting, charge your phones, run a TV. You don't have to go into all this lot for your camper vans. Just do what you can avoid. Can you just do what you guys can afford? Because that's basically what I'm doing this for. I'm doing what I can afford, and if I can't afford, I'm going to do without it, ultimately. So yeah, thank you once again for watching this video. Sorry if I've gone over stuff that I've already said to you. There's just so many numbers, so many figures. The liner, 20 quid marketplace, find absolute steal. Look around, you can find lots and lots of cheap stuff. Go to some timber places that might have damaged timber, damaged boards of this with a broken corner that you can't sell off. Pick it up for 20 quid. There's loads of ways of making your build look good and be very, very budget friendly. I've tried, and the spec I wanted, I don't think I've succeeded, but I'm happy with what I've created, which I've created something for me and Mrs. to go out and enjoy yourselves in. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if I've waffled on too much. I hope you have a really good week. Until this next video, bye for now.